to start this episode, I think we should just do 7 seconds of applause, followed by a pitch clock violation because I forgot to submit the sheets so that we could start it with 7 seconds of applause.
Oh, Jesus.
And yeah, welcome back to the Flight Deck podcast, where we had this situation pop up this weekend because former Toronto Blue Jay Teoscar Hernandez was back in town. Exciting stuff, I guess you'd say. Played here for, was it 5 years that Teo was here? 4 years?
I think it was 18 was his first year.
No, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 5 years?
5 years.
Does that make that checks out, right? Parts of
right.
5 years, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Made his return to Toronto. Obviously got the big standing ovation. And we're starting a little bit away from the Blue Jays now because the league announced, and apparently the Blue Jays did this, you have to submit to the league a request, I think it is, for a standing ovation for a player if you think they're going to get a standing ovation prior to the series in order for there not to be a pitch clock violation on the first pitch.
24 hours before the game.
24 hours, yes. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
So who has to submit that? Is it Seattle submitting it? Like, if I'm Toronto, he can get a pitch clock violation.
I think it's
once.
Toronto.
Fuck you.
Which also doesn't make sense now that you mention it, because why would I care?
Yeah.
It's his strike, not my ball.
Also, if
Exactly.
anything, wouldn't you just tell the umps when you go hand out the lineups?
I feel like the umps should just use their own discretion. I know that's a dangerous area because they're not very good at it. But I feel like the umps should use their discretion and be like, well, maybe we'll just reset the clock here.
Because wouldn't that have been the third time that someone has gotten a pitch clock violation? Because Cody Bellinger got it.
Belly got one.
Drew Maggi, who waited 13 years to get to the MLB, got a pitch clock violation.
So was his for the ovation? Because when I saw that video, I think he had like a 1 ball count already. I think
Maggi?
I think he
maybe
was
I didn't
Maybe.
even see it. So,
but like I know he got a pitch clock, and I was just like, God damn it. But I know the belly one was definitely with the ovation.
I was trying to think too. When Miggy came back, I don't even think we gave him an ovation on his first at bat.
No, because
it was game 2. I think people kind of just forgot because like it was game 2 and he came up to bat and he just went and grounded out and moved on. And I was like, wait, that was Miggy's first at bat here. Like no one even did anything. So, I mean, I guess we've really only had the Teoscar one. I don't know if Miggy's done that anywhere else. Like, I don't know if Miggy's showing up places for the last time and they're giving him ovations. I haven't paid that much attention to Miggy.
Probably different in the division than out of the division.
Probably because like there's obviously he's going to come back again to other divisional teams, but yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting one, but I hate the whole concept of this, and I didn't even really think of it until you mentioned it. But like, what I have no reason to submit this request.
It should be the team with the away team player expecting to get
for sure. Maybe it is
scenarios. There are scenarios I'm sure where it could be the home team player getting an ovation, but
yeah. But even then, like it's early in the season, maybe, or like, no, there isn't really anywhere else that I was going to say awards, but like you're not going to, or maybe first game back or something like when Bryce Harper comes back on Tuesday.
Maybe.
I think Bryce Harper could probably get an ovation. But yeah, maybe it is the away team that has to request it. Maybe I'm wrong. It's possible. I don't think it is, but it's possible. Yeah. So the Jays played the Mariners this weekend. They played the White Sox the weekend before, and because we didn't, it's a early week episode. We didn't do it last week, but we're gonna do Impact Players of the Week. If you listened to 2 weeks ago now, I think it was 2 weeks ago we started this. We would have done it last week, but like I said, we didn't have one. So we're gonna do it again this week. I've got the first pick this week because I got second last time. Connor's moved his way back down to the bottom. Sorry.
So if you were second, wouldn't that push you up to first?
That's what I said. I was second. I was second last week. Last time, pushed me up to first. Okay. Come on now, you get it.
I'm sorry. I'm not really thinking.
Long day.
I'm not really thinking. Long day, and I'm not really thinking about the Blue Jays. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah, that's fair. So I'm going to start off. It's a tough week, I think, because all the White Sox games were such blowouts. It was like the pitching performances really just didn't excite me that much, and like everyone was hitting. I'm giving mine to Bo Bichette. 2 reasons. A, he was just he had 2 3-hit games in the 6 that we had. Both of those were following like semi-meh performances, and he came back and like made sure like, yeah, this is still my spot atop this lineup here. I'm gonna hit everything I can. Secondly, he had the first home run of the year into the flight deck. So yeah, first flight deck homer of the year.
Dented a
Just
wall.
dented
The wall. So we love that.
460.
I can't let that go without being appreciated. So Bo Bichette gets my number one this week. Honestly, looking at the stat line, it's nothing that's gonna like blow you away. I had it here, and now I lost it. But he was hitting like 3 something. Here you go. Oh no, sorry, 269 with a 321 on base, 500 slug. He had 2 homers, scored 5 runs, had 6 RBIs. Pretty good RBI a game, essentially. You take it. That's mixing in like 2 kind of meh games. He had 2 offers in a row, so you'll take it. I love it. And defensively, Bo's looked good. Not elite.
It's not a conversation anymore, which is exactly what you want it to be.
Exactly. Which is phenomenal. He just like everything. I feel a little more comfortable with him making routine plays now, which is something that I haven't felt in a while with him. So let's hope that lasts. But as of right now, I love it. Nate's up second. Who you got, Nate?
I'm going Kevin Gossman. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. He came out there in game 2, shoved. Gossman doing Gossman things. We need that in this rotation. I think he's like pretty clearly cementing himself as the ace of this staff. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
I mean, it checks out. He did have career high 13 Ks.
Yeah.
Like, you can take that. It's funny because he almost found a way to lose that game too, despite striking out 13. Because
he didn't.
He didn't.
The Jays. The Jays.
Yeah, sorry. He did. You're right.
Game.
Sorry. He didn't really have an impact on that, but good old Easton McGee just doing his thing. Found a way to almost spoil the 13K performance, but he did not. Connor, wrap us up, buddy. Who you got?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is obviously Kevin Bichette. No, I'm kidding. It's his second base counterpart. I'm going Whit Merrifield.
Cool.
Because
I love that you went here.
I would have went Danny Jansen, but his good stuff was mainly in the White Sox and Yankees, and I couldn't really take the Mariners stuff, so I got to go with Whit. In the last week, he's hitting 350, 450 on base, 950 OPS, only 3 RBI. He's 7 for 20. So
yeah,
just great.
Solid.
I mainly did this so we could segue into the topic.
I appreciate the hell out of that. I want to talk about Whit Merrifield because Whit Merrifield, obviously, he's the second baseman. We've already had this conversation. We don't need to continue discussing why Whit Merrifield deserves to be the second baseman on this team. I do, however, want to discuss why people get so outraged when Whit takes a day off. It's getting a little ridiculous.
Doesn't make any sense. Like
that he's getting the day off, or that people are freaking out.
No. That people are freaking out.
Right.
We have
162 games.
Basemen. And how old's Whit? 33, 34 now? Easily?
I think so.
Something like that, yeah.
Like your body starts to break down at some point. Like it's 162 games, and really, like we're playing for October this year.
Yeah. These games mean next to nothing right now. As long as we just continue to win the games we should, we will end up in the playoffs come October. And I don't really care what Whit's doing now. I care about what he's doing in October.
Let's be honest with ourselves here. It's not that he's taken out, it's who he's taken out for.
Sure, I think people are a little more angry when Cav plays.
Yeah.
Which I get it if you don't like Cav and Biggio. I understand. It's a tough style of baseball to love. But he's got to get in there at some point. And if the matchup makes sense, then the matchup makes sense. It's not that Whit can't hit, and it's not that Whit wouldn't have been better, but you want Whit to have as many days off as he can get while still staying in the game. Same with George Springer, same with Vlad. This stuff is going to happen where you take your days throughout the year so that you can be as healthy as you possibly can come playoff time. It makes perfect sense. And the outrage for it blows my mind.
Well, it's like they're looking at the matchups too. Sorry,
sure.
Connor. Like early in the year, it was his first game back again in Kansas City, and they sat him, and everyone was like, "Whoa, this doesn't make any sense." But you're going into LA facing, I think it was 4 lefties.
Yeah,
and he was going to play the next 2 games in Kansas City anyways. Like, you got to find a point where it makes sense to get one of the other guys in. And
for the most part, I think they have a lot of these like decisions already set up for at least a week or two, and they know ahead of time like who's going to play here and who's going to play when. Obviously, it changes if like they make decisions on the pitchers get game time like they did on Saturday with Easton McGee there.
Yeah.
Like obviously he was a last minute replacement and they switched the lineup up. But like they know, like I can guarantee you they know when Witt's going to play this week and when Cavan's going to play this week and when Santi's going to get in. It's not something that they're just like, we don't feel like playing Witt today, even though he's on a 20 game on base streak or whatever it is. It really has nothing to do with that. They're just trying to keep the lineup as healthy as it can for the rest of it. And it makes no sense.
So here's a spoiler. If you don't like Kevin Biggio playing second base, he's gonna play second base in one of these games this year.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna be Wednesday. You wanna know why? Because that's when Nick Pivetta pitches.
Yeah.
And Kevin Biggio, career
that
of Nick
makes
Pivetta,
sense.
is 5 for 14 with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. He has 400 on base and a 1257 OPS.
Right.
Cavs playing Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like,
we have 3 capable second basemen. You're really not losing that much when any of them play. And all of them, you want all of them probably trying to play almost 2 times a week, which is impossible to do.
Yeah.
I've now like in my own head, I've had to now drop Cav down as he's your standard utility dude.
Yep.
He's good in the field, can fucking run, and he can occasionally run into one. Like, like you're not asking Kevin Biggio for offense. No. And like, let's be honest with ourselves here. Coming into the season, were we asking Kevin Kiermaier for offense? No, he just gave it to us.
Yep.
Like,
it's a luxury we didn't expect to have. It's saying a lot that we have 2 big Kevin Biggio guys on this podcast, and all of us accept that Whit Merrifield is the guy at second base. The Jays know that too. It's not just us.
Yeah, like,
but they know how to handle what they're doing and when to play who. It's not that difficult of a conversation. The Mariners.
No, that's a good problem to have. You look at those Dodgers teams. You look at those Dodgers, how deep their bench was, and you have a guy go down, and you can just slot someone else in.
Yeah.
My internet's going, I think.
You went a little bit there.
But you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay. You're still here. Yeah, you're still here.
Now?
We're good.
Okay.
But yeah, your point was about the Dodgers and their bench, and it's very deep.
Yeah. We got most of what you said, and you're absolutely correct. If you have 26 guys on the roster that can play day in and day out, then you're laughing. It's the best situation to be in. I don't know if I would consider Cav and Santi currently today as guys you want in there day in and day out, but they have that ceiling, and you're kind of hoping you can get the 2 of them back to that.
They've both shown that over their careers at different points.
Yeah, exactly. The Mariners series happened. Game 1 and 2 was great. That was so much fun. And it was kind of cool watching the 2 of them, because like the last 2 things that like the 2 biggest moments from that last game that we don't talk about last season. There was obviously George Springer running into Bo Bichette there that kind of killed everything. Knocked George out of the game. We didn't have George near the end of it, and it just everything was ugly. George comes in game 1, has the game-winning single or double. I think he's knocked in the game-winning run there, or game time, one of the 2. So like you kind of like put them together and like, wow, that was super cool. And then game 2, obviously the last time we saw Kevin Gausman face the Mariners was when he walked off with the bases loaded. Everything went to shit after that. This time he comes up and he went, was it 6 or 7 that he ended up going? 7? He gets into the 7th, puts 2 runners on, and you're like, well, this should be it. He's at 96 pitches. And John Schneider let him go like he should have before.
I was going to say, it's about like 5 months too late.
Yeah. But he worked himself out of it, and you're like, yeah, that was what should have happened last time. And he did a great job, puts up 13 Ks, showed that like that was no fluke in that game. Like he dominates the Seattle Mariners.
And then a guy who we haven't really talked about him. He's fucking, and a guy that's skidding. Dalton Varsho gets a walk-off. Like
Dalton Varsho had a big moment that he definitely needed. I don't know if it's going to spark much, but it was huge. Winning a 3-hit game is incredible.
Mhm.
To only score 1 run, only have 3 hits, and still win the game, that's ones you don't expect to take. So taking that was huge. That was big. Game 1 was big. Game 3, I don't know. Did you have anything else in the first 2 games that mattered? Not really.
I
right?
mean, bullpen was.
We'll get to the bullpen after.
Okay,
But
fine.
yeah,
I think just on game 1, it was Manoah didn't look amazing again,
but he
but
battled.
that's the best we've seen him battle all year. And
Yeah.
I gotta give him credit. He hasn't
Yeah.
looked great in any
Nope.
of these games, but he's been battling. And he had the Yankees game. He looked great,
Yeah.
but
Outside of that,
at least he's battling and he's competing, which is I think
Yep.
his number one trait.
well,
Honestly,
that's his MO too, right? Like
Yeah.
he's going to be the guy that just battles through, and he didn't do that for a couple starts. Like he was still in, but like the game was over. Now at least he's kind of working through the issues that he has, and he's making it work. So that's nice. Game 3 was PTSD flashbacks. It's the second time that Nate and I have gone to a game against the Seattle Mariners in which the Toronto Blue Jays had an 8-4 lead. Cal Raleigh hit homers. Actually, Cal Raleigh didn't hit one in the first game, did he? Maybe not. Maybe not.
I don't know. Block that one out of my memory.
Yeah, I know, I
Raleigh
can't
hit the
remember
home
now.
run. Hit his home run in game 1.
Okay, so not
Yeah.
game 2. So
The
never
game 2
mind.
home
Cal Raleigh
run-
did. Cal Raleigh
Game-
thing didn't matter.
Game
But
2 home run was Carlos Santana.
right, there was an 8-4 lead in back-to-back Mariners games that Nate and I have attended together, in
Anthony
which they blew the 8-4 lead. Anthony Bass came in to pitch.
gave up.
I think Jimmy Garcia too.
No, Jimmy was good in game 2.
Wild card game
playoffs.
2. Okay,
Jimmy pitched he was like 1, 2, 3 in like 8 pitches and he got taken out.
right. So both times we witnessed a collapse in which we lost. Both not the other one wasn't. First one wasn't an extras. Was it? It was 9.
9.
The 9. Can we just start on how Chris Bassett got fucked?
I honestly couldn't see it from where we were.
Yeah, I
obviously.
couldn't see it.
I didn't even realize it was a thing until after.
Dude, it's the most perfect pitch that I'm saying this right now. It's the most perfect pitch he's thrown all year.
Right.
And he didn't.
Do you
get the
have it
call.
in here? You do.
Yes,
right?
I do. I have the video.
I haven't seen it at all.
No, I heard about it.
So for
Never
reference,
saw.
it was a
There were a
2-2
lot of
pitch.
pitches that looked good from deep right field.
That's
Yeah.
just a bad frame from Kirk, though. I don't love that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Why did he
movement.
frame it? He framed that a lot. Wow.
That's what I mean. There's a lot of movement there. I don't love that. Obviously the call sucks. That's a strike.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of movement there that I don't love.
According to the umpire scorecard, two of the 3 most like pivotal pitches that affected the score
In that
were
first inning?
against Chris Bassett in the first inning.
That
It
makes
was
sense.
it was that 2-2 to Kelnick and the 2-2 to Cal Raleigh. Like
So 2 strikeouts.
2 strikeouts that he would have had.
From our point of view, he was just not good. He had a hot
Yeah.
start and then just walked 3 straight and gave up a grand slam on what's his name?
Taylor Trammell.
Taylor
Taylor
Trammell's
Trammell.
first at bat of the year. How do you do?
Is it really damn?
Yeah.
It's
He had
depressing looking up at the scoreboard and seeing a 5,000 OPS.
That'll do something to your ego.
For 2 at bats because he walked the next time
at-bats,
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not a great sight, obviously. But it didn't matter at the end of the day because they scored 2 in the bottom of that inning and then they scored 3
Yeah,
in the
that
second,
was the,
I think
that
it
was
was.
the Bo home run. Yeah.
3 in the third, too.
Yeah.
I think it was.
So they got hot and they put themselves in a position to win the game, which is all you can really ask out of your offense. The bullpen, however, strange. I was fine with Trevor Richards at that point. It's a 4-run game. I do want to have a conversation about the at bat that Trevor Richards faced before we keep going with the bullpen. Trevor Richards gives up a home run to Teoscar Hernandez, and in my personal opinion, this is where everything went to shit for the Toronto Blue Jays. Not because of what happened in the game. That's fine. You can give up a solo shot to Teoscar Hernandez when you're up 4. What did follow that, and apparently the chants were earlier too, so maybe not, was a standing ovation from the crowd on Teoscar Hernandez's solo shot.
Now, when we say standing ovation, could you give like a percentage of people?
About 65,
It
70.
Yeah, it was over 50% around us.
Yeah. It was not like a couple people like, yeah, no, like the entire bottom like bowl was standing other than like a couple sections here and there. But for the majority of it, there were people giving him a standing ovation. I despise this. This is not the first time I've been there for something like this. Last year, Joey Votto hits a go-ahead homer in the top 9, I think it was, and the crowd gives him a standing ovation. For fucking Joey Votto, a guy that's never played here, had literally said that he doesn't like Canada baseball. Like, it's not a thing. Gave him a standing ovation.
Backpedaled on some of that quite a bit, though.
A little bit, but I mean, you had to.
Full back.
And then Teoscar Hernandez. Obviously, the games should have been out of reach.
That's what made it a 3-run game. That game is not out of reach.
No. I know Teoscar Hernandez is a beloved figure by a lot of people in this city, and I understand why. He had a lot of really cool moments for the Toronto Blue Jays. He had some really cool moments in the game we went to that ended up being super depressing. But Teoscar Hernandez is a Seattle Mariner now. It was fun to cheer for him until 7:15 on Friday night after his first at bat. You give him a standing ovation. Great. Thanks for your time here. That's it now. We don't need to cheer when opponents are hitting home runs against us. It's the biggest loser energy move I've ever seen, and I hate it. It's the second time I've seen it. I hate it. Speaking of loser energy, as that's all happening, the Go Leafs Go chants start coming in from, or at least around us. I don't know about the rest of the stadium. What can I do for you, man?
I agree with you on the loser energy shit, but I said this on Twitter to someone specifically. This is not the fucking hill to die on.
I hate it. It's happened twice now.
I don't like it either.
If it was the first time,
I don't like it, but
fine.
this is not the hill to die on.
I die on this one because I hate it. This is the biggest loser energy I've ever seen. The next part is even worse.
I'll die on the Go Leafs Go chance.
Okay, yes, the Go Leafs Go was kind of crazy. The Go
Yes.
Leafs Go is crazy, but just the Teoscar thing, it's not the hill to die on for me personally.
I will die on that hill with everyone that comes in here. It was the same thing. Chris Black tweeted last year because people were kind of like bashing on Robbie Ray on the way in, and he goes, "I don't understand why like you would boo Robbie Ray and this and that, blah blah blah." It's because Robbie Ray is not here. And Robbie Ray is no longer our pitcher anymore. Yes, I respect and love everything Robbie Ray did for us in 2021.
I think
It's a lot different when it's in the playoffs.
Yeah, the Robbie Ray one's in the playoffs. If Robbie Ray came back and he started in like that series that we played in May or June.
Sure, when he was supposed to be here and couldn't.
I think it's very different. Okay, true. It's very different. Like
I don't think it should be. I think you give him the love before the game. After that, he's gone. He's not. He did some great things for it. We appreciated him for it. I do not want him beating my team. You should not be excited about him beating your team. Same with Teoscar. Same with Joey Votto. Same with anyone else that comes in here. Now, something like Miguel Cabrera's 500th. Yeah, you cheer for that. That's history. That's something cool.
Albert hitting a home run.
Albert's 700 if you're there. Sure.
I mean,
Aaron Judge's 62 if you consider that history. Fine. But a random Teoscar homer to give him 9 on the year, I think it is 8 or 9
the first
April.
His first hit of the series.
For his first hit of the series, that's not something I'm giving him a standing ovation for because all that's doing is putting runs on the board against the Toronto Blue Jays. I will die on that hill, and I hate it. The Go Leafs Go chants are significantly worse. And I understand. I'm a Leaf fan. Connor's a Leaf fan. We're not. 2/3 of the podcast is not anti-Toronto Maple Leafs. However, the Toronto Blue Jays have been a good playoff team, not a good playoff team, but a good team for some time now and have won playoff series recently. If you want to take your Leafs energy, take it outside and go continue cheering on the streets. This is not a team like when you cheer other teams' names, it's because the team in front of you sucks. It happens to the Leafs all the time when they were bad. People would start chanting, "Let's go Blue Jays" at the end of like the season when it's like, yeah, let's just get out of here. We're done with this. And it used to happen to the Jays too, when they were bad. And you'd come in, you're like, well, the NHL season's coming. Let's just get this going. Start the Leaf chants. It's completely stupid to go into another sport and start chanting about a team that's currently playing in the city. There might be people that disagree with that. Do not care. That I'll die on that hill harder than I'll die on the other one. I'll admit that one. Ridiculous. From that point on, we got shit kicked.
I don't think you see that in other cities either, though. Like, why? I get it. If it's a bad team, then sure. But like,
yeah,
you can be happy you won a playoff game in another sport. That's great.
For sure.
I won a series. But why are you coming to a Jays game the next day and chanting "Go Leafs, go."
No.
And it wasn't just once. It was like
They
for
tried
3
to
or
keep
4
going the
innings, and they
entire
were
game. Biggest loser energy there is. If you want to be a Leaf fan and just be a Leaf fan, fucking leave. There's no reason to be here. I don't want you here. Half the building does not want you here because it's ridiculous.
I saw plenty of people in Leafs jerseys. If you want to come and wear a Leafs jersey because you're pumped they won, sure. Don't care about that one. You don't need to chant
no
"Go Leafs, go."
This is not the time. Like, if you're that rock hard about the Toronto Maple Leafs, you don't need to come to the Jays game. They don't need your $80 if you're sitting in the 100 level. It's fine. It's ridiculous. Hated it. From that point on, the Jays, who were up 4 when it all started, ended up losing by 2.
10-8, because Cal Raleigh hit the second home run. Off of Zach.
I'm not saying that's exactly why it happened, but I'm saying throwing that bad energy into the world does not help. And I did not like that at all.
Speaking of bad energy, speaking of bad energy, I'm just going to segue. I'm going to segue out. Do you want to have more things to say?
I was just going to say one more thing on this. I think there's a certain class of player when he leaves your team for things like that, it'd be all right. Like, I was at Roy Halladay's first game back Canada Day, and I think he got a standing O coming off the mound after pitching 7 innings. Couldn't tell you what his line was. 100% was part of that. And I'm 100% on board with that. But Roy Halladay and Teoscar Hernandez are
not the same. Was there a season in Teoscar Hernandez's time here where he was the best player on the team?
Yeah. And
there were probably about 2 or 3 before Vlad and Bo came up and were impactful.
He wasn't good in those years.
He wasn't in 19.
He was good in 20.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It was the best year he had. We didn't get to watch him.
Hyun-Jin Ryu was a Cy Young finalist that year. He was the best player on the team.
Wasn't it in 19 he was the best player?
When was 19?
It wasn't impressive to be the best player, but I'm pretty sure 19
might have been Cav, honestly.
Honestly, I think by WAR it might have been Cav.
I think Cav in his first 162 games had like a 5 WAR. So like,
he
might have
was
been
ridiculous.
Cav. Like,
he didn't come up until partway through the year though. But
yeah.
Do you want me to go based on WAR or?
I mean,
I really don't.
So Teoscar had 26 homers that year. Randall Grichuk had 31 ding dongs. How are you?
Juice ball. You gotta remember. Yeah,
Randall Grichuk was our best player that year, if we're being honest, which is a joke.
Crazy.
But there's no unquestionable time in the 5 years that Teoscar Hernandez was here that he was the best player on this team. So we're not looking at Teoscar Hernandez as this legend that left. I love Teo. He's a lot of fun. He seems like a great guy. He's not legendary enough to be, like Nate said, like a Roy Halladay that comes back and does something.
I just can't wait. And I just can't wait till I think it's late June or early July when a bunch of motherfuckers start wearing pineapple shit because Lourdes is back. Like, I'm just waiting for it. Like,
if Lourdes hits a homer and there's a standing ovation for Lourdes' homer, I might just leave the Jays.
As long as everybody's wearing pineapple gear, and then they like,
I mean, before the game, I get it. I mean, I'd probably show up with my Pena shirt. That's fun. He's cool.
Pena shirt's actually
I love Lourdes. I think Lourdes the person is great, but I don't need to cheer for him hitting homers against my team. The same way I don't need to cheer for Teoscar. What were you gonna say next, Connor? Where are we going?
It was speaking of bad. I think we found out who's the odd man out when
have we
back. Yes, we
have. We?
I don't know if we have.
I don't think we have. There's too many guys.
Don't say this. Many guys.
There's one very obvious.
There's one that's probably the guy.
Very obvious, and his name isn't Trevor Richards. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Sure, but also the guy that's coming back could also be the guy.
Yeah.
Like, let's not pretend that Adam Simber was any good when he was here either.
That's very true.
There's also a guy who is supposed to be a leverage guy that I'm not a huge fan of right now.
I know who you're talking about, and he was one pitch away.
He's not getting DFA'd, but he has a 6 ERA currently.
He was 1 pitch away from that game ending.
ERA.
Jimmy's either elite or giving up 3 runs. There's no in between. But at least he's had elite innings.
Jimmy's had an elite season.
Like, and he was really good last year.
I'm not arguing he should be sent down. He's not going to be the guy, but I'm starting to dislike him being used in leverage situations. When you have a 6 ERA, that means you're averaging a run in or 2 runs in every 3 innings you're in.
I can't knock the
Quick
entire
math.
bullpen because I think Jordan is obviously great.
Swanson,
Swanee's been
godsend.
phenomenal.
Won that trade already.
Easily won the
Jordan's-
Teoscar Hernandez trade.
I don't know if I'd say great. I think he's been good to very good, but he's
I think he's
putting
been
a lot
great.
more. He's putting a lot more guys on base than I would like.
Yeah, but they don't score.
I
That's all I need.
can't believe I'm about to say this, but has the rotation been too good?
Yes.
That they
You don't get the innings?
that you don't get the innings?
Well, even Jordan, because like when I
You
tweeted
looked
out,
at
like
our bullpen innings are all like decent.
No, but what I'm saying is it went
for a
from
month.
recently.
it went
Recently,
from
though.
like a
Or
lot
like
to like
totals.
basically
Yeah.
none.
Totals, obviously, they make sense, but like I see what Connor's saying there. Like in the beginning of the year, they were being used like every day.
Every day. And
And
now
now
it's
it's kind of like, well, Jordan. So when I tweeted out whether or not Jordan was available, he'd pitched 2 days in a row at that point, which seems like a lot, but he had 3 days off before that.
Yeah.
So like he could have been fresh,
And we're going into Boston. You don't need him.
and you're probably not going to use him for 4 games. Ideally,
I say you could use them once. I think.
maybe once in
Yeah.
4. So you're now pitching 3 out of what's that? 8 days, 7 days. That's not much. So
This rotation that we are arguing has been too good has 3 guys with an ERA above a 4.7.
I said recently.
too good
I didn't
as of
say
late.
As of late.
The last 2 times through the
Or
rotation for
7
all of them
still.
have been insane,
Um,
except for Bassett.
yeah, we'll take that one out of it.
Yeah. But even still, he was good. It was the 1 inning.
It was the 1 inning, and
He didn't give up
calls.
anything after that one,
Yeah,
and it was 1 hit the whole time.
that was crazy. That I saw it was like 4 runs, 1 hit, and an
1
error
hit.
for the Mariners. I'm just like, what
Yeah,
the fuck
insane.
Is happening?
We literally sat down. Okay. It was like, all right, this can be a
Yeah.
great day. And then
Was not.
it went.
Was
It was a roller
not.
coaster.
Yeah. Shout out to Sam Haggerty for trying his absolute best on first base.
That was the highlight of my day yesterday. Watching Sam Haggerty play first base.
I knock Vlad a lot for his fundamentals at first base.
Oh boy, Sam Haggerty.
Sam
Okay.
Haggerty doesn't even own a first base glove.
No, he was using the what was it
The coaches, one of the coaches.
infield coaches glove.
Yeah. And I really respect him for trying, but oh, was it ugly? Jesus. The first game he played wasn't as bad. Second game was a nightmare.
Here's my thing: has Eugenio Suarez never played first base?
Who are you putting at third?
Haggerty. Like,
Haggerty's
You know
an
what else you could-
outfielder.
You know what else you could do is move Tommy LaStella or Colton Wong to first base because I'm pretty sure both of them have played first base.
Oh, Tommy
and
LaStella
Tommy
definitely
LaStella
has.
was DHing and Colton Wong's at second base.
Tommy
And
LaStella is
they both play
definitely
both those
played.
positions.
They had 2, possibly 3, if you count Eugenio, first baseman in the lineup, and one for some reason was on the bench. I don't know if you probably watched the broadcast and heard it, but Ty France was sitting on the bench.
I think I know Julio was out because of a back thing.
Right.
I think Ty was
He played twice, so I
Game
don't
2.
know why. Game 2 he
I think
played.
It was
He
just
came
a day
into
off.
he came into
Both
game
games.
3
He
defensively.
came into both. Yeah, he came into both games because he pinch hit for Haggerty in
Yeah.
the late innings in game 3. I think
I think
both
they
the
just
times was
really
just
they really
day off.
wanted Sam Haggerty's 218 OPS in the lineup.
I think I know one of the games they were just trying to give France a day off, and the other
Right.
one he was like kind
So
of
that
injured.
makes a little bit of sense. Well, I don't know why
Yeah.
you do it when you don't have another first baseman. That part didn't make a lot of sense to me, or why you don't use one of the other guys that have played first.
Yeah.
But I
The
digress.
plays were wild.
Oh,
Like
he-
what was it? The second was it the first inning when he threw that ball to I forget who was
I
coming
think it
down
was
the
the
line.
second on the one where are we talking
And he threw it
Crawford
to the
still?
catcher. No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no.
No,
The one he
yeah,
threw
yeah.
to the catcher. He had the guy by like 3 feet. Marco Gonzalez is coming over and he's just like to the catcher. Not even close.
Gonzalez, he led him perfectly too, like perfect hook, right up the line. Not like didn't have to go side to side,
Oh,
just
who
hit him in the
was-
chest, and he sails it
Who
to the
was
Like
catcher.
3 feet behind him. I don't even know if he threw it where he was when he let go of the ball. Like
It's on the wrong. It wasn't even on his glove side. It was on his
Really?
arm side.
and that JP Crawford scoop, that was like
Just not.
that was an easy scoop.
It was in his. It was in his mitt.
So who was better, Sam Haggerty at first
Mhm.
base, or Kyle Schwarber when he in the playoffs?
Kyle
That one
Schwarber.
year.
I think Kyle Schwarber.
I would
Kyle
take
Schwarber at
Kyle
least gives
Schwarber
you
every day of
something.
the week.
Like Kyle Schwarber at least is giving you offense.
At least, yeah, you can accept Kyle Schwarber being a bad defender because he hits nukes. Sam Haggerty doesn't hit anything.
Like if you want him to become a first baseman, he's hitting 218. You could probably send him down and let him play first base and not have him try to learn how to play first base in the majors.
Yeah. Yes. Just not pretty. We touched on it, but we didn't really break him down a little bit. Anthony Bass stinks right now.
Fucking garbage.
Stinks. I really want him to succeed, but he has just not figured it out.
Just take out the B in his name.
Anthony Ass, yeah.
Anthony Ass.
Absolutely. I don't know what you do. You're not I can't see them DFAing Anthony Bass.
I think it's
they're not gone.
They're not.
He's gonna get IL'd.
I think so too.
They'll phantom IL him, call up one of the other guys in the minors.
Oh, or Mitch White.
Oh, true. Mitch White is close.
One. Mitch White says a rehab starts tomorrow in Worcester. So
I wouldn't be surprised if Bass doesn't make it through the week. He'll end up on the IL.
I think after the Boston series, it'd be like if he has another stinker.
Yeah, you give him another go.
Yeah, if he has another stinker in Boston,
how many goes are we gonna give this guy?
I think one more, and then you gotta phantom him.
You're not gonna DFA him. He doesn't have. You can't send him down. So what do you?
No.
You either keep him or you trade him for. You probably have to pay someone to take him at this point.
He's obviously like the lowest on the leverage totem pole right now.
Anthony Bass has a 7 ERA,
but he's not.
He's not.
He's not.
He's
not usage wise.
Look at where he came in yesterday.
Not usage wise. I'm saying like he should be on the lowest level.
Oh yeah,
but look, like he should be lower than Trevor Richards at this point. Like,
was he in the 8th? He was in the 8th yesterday.
Was he? No, I think he was in the 7th. No, wait, no. You're right.
It was the 8th because
he only got
Jimmy
2 outs in
came
the 8th, and then Jimmy came in. Yeah,
that's just not
like
it, guys.
You've got Nate. You have Pop.
At that time, you have Nate. You have Pop.
Was Mesa not available?
Was Swanson?
Mesa was warming up. Nate was warming up.
Was.
And Pop was warming up. All while
also,
that all happened.
I like Zach Pop in extras, but not against that part of the order. Because I think
very clearly didn't work.
At that point, what was it? Like 2 of the 3 were Kelnick and Raleigh.
Yeah, because Raleigh's a lefty too, isn't he?
Raleigh's a switch, but you turn him like around to the other side. You turn him around, and you have lefty against Kelnick. Like
for me, I turned and said this to Brant when Jimmy Garcia finished the inning and Nate Pearson sat down. I said he should not be coming back out here again.
And he did.
You should bring in Nate Pearson.
It was at that point. It was going to be if Nate did come in, it was Nate against 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I can't remember a time where Jimmy Garcia has sat down and gotten up and done the job.
I have a lot less confidence this year in him than I do last year.
Same, but like I do remember one time specifically when Jimmy went 5 outs.
Yeah,
and that was that Yankees comeback.
Okay.
Last year, he did go 5 outs.
Right.
Pretty cleanly.
I don't love Jimmy being an up and down guy.
I don't like any of our guys being up down guys.
You've no reason to,
except Trevor Richards, maybe, which is I can't believe it's a phrase I'm saying.
I know.
Like
his ERA.
I don't mind Swanson and Romano doing it in scenarios like that.
I don't love Romano doing it either, though. He's never really shown
one time.
But you brought Nate up. Nate was dealing.
That's what he's here for.
He dealt in spring. Mm-hmm. He throws gas. He is like that.
He had a good outing. The only other one he's had in the majors so far.
He's thrown what the one game, or did he pitch in the second game?
Just thrown one inning.
Just the one.
It was the one game against the White Sox. Oh, fucking throw him in.
He was he's ready to go. It made no sense when we watched him sit back down
or whatever. But why or bring Pop in that scenario? Mm-hmm. Like it was just.
So I mean,
I had a bad feeling as soon as he sat down.
In saying this, Jimmy was one slider slightly lower in the zone from ending the game.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, Jimmy could have got out of it, but he didn't. So
it's just the fact that he didn't. It's just like,
right.
Fuck.
He also created his own mess. So
we're also not going to talk about how they had a leadoff double with Matt Chapman in the bottom of the 9th and they didn't fucking score him.
Yeah.
Like
either way, Anthony Bass has 10 appearances.
Got to get that bunt down.
Yeah, that was bad too. Anthony Bass has been in 10 of the 28 Jays games this year. Only only 4 times has he not given up a run. 6 of his 10 games, he's given up a run.
Can you do the Jimmy math? Just for comparison?
I can find him in a second. His ERA is a little prettier, I think. I think he's got a 6.
6 something. I hate looking at reliever ERA.
608.
I know it's not like it's obviously a good indication of like how good you are, but I hate looking.
It's tough for relievers, I know.
Tough early in the year because one or 2 bad innings really kill you.
It was like Jordan. Jordan went like 7 games of just pure dominance, and then he faced the Angels, gave up 3 runs, and his ERA was a 6. I'm just like,
yeah.
So Jimmy has pitched in 13 of 28, and he's only given up a run in 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Okay, sorry, so 5 of them. 5 of them.
Is it
5 of them? The problem with Jimmy and the reason why his
it's like
ERA is so high right now,
2, like
all of them but 1, he's given up 2 runs. He has put up a lot of zeros on the board. I will give that to Jimmy Garcia. So he went first game, he gave up 2, and then he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in a row without giving up a run. And then he gave up 2 in back-to-back games, and then he went shutout, 2, shutout, 1.
Call me crazy, but I'm not counting that first game because that first game was just fucking.
That's a night. Yeah,
it was bonkers. Like who didn't come in and give up a run on both sides of that game?
So if you take that game out of the equation, all of April he had 4 games where he gave up a run, so a third of his outings. Problem was he gave up 2 in 3 of 4 of them.
Okay,
but I mean, outside of those, like he's been good.
Yeah, Jimmy 70% of the time is the best reliever in this fucking bullpen.
He also had an up and down on April 4th against the Royals, but that doesn't count.
One thing, like we should talk about, why was Bass the guy in the 8th with? It was a 3-run game.
3-run lead at that point. Yep.
Why is
it
Bass
should be
guy?
a leverage situation, right?
Yeah, I think
like
if anything,
you want Bass to be a leverage reliever. I get it, but he now has almost a 2 whip. It's like a 1.7.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's
even
bad.
Though we're shitting on him right now. I think you go Jimmy to start that inning.
Jimmy or Pop, no. I think. If Pop's available, you go
Jimmy or Pop in that inning.
Or Nate.
3 runs is the perfect time for Nate. Because it's like high leverage, but not that high leverage.
It's the same with Pop.
Yeah. I think Pop or Nate are the guy to go there.
I don't remember who's coming up either, but like Mesa too.
Yeah, I have less of an issue with Jimmy in the game period if he comes in solely for the 9th.
Yeah. No,
like
I didn't feel bad when Jimmy was coming in the game.
No,
it just the outcome didn't feel great.
I didn't like when he sat down and
got back up. I didn't like that either.
Like that.
I didn't feel great when Anthony Bass came in the game, and there was just
you shouldn't.
There was enough relievers in that pen that warmed up within an inning that could have gone instead of Anthony Bass that made more sense, that didn't pitch, and I don't understand why. I cannot see the analytics that tells me that Anthony Bass was the right guy for that situation, especially now.
Who was coming up? I honestly do not remember.
In which inning? The 8th?
I don't know. They all got up at some point.
Yeah. No. In the lineup.
I don't remember.
What did
in the 9th when Jimmy was in? I think it was Caballero.
Oh,
Chris Colabello.
Chris Colabello.
Fucking, I hate that someone put that. Someone put that there, and I was just like, all right, cool.
Caballero.
Yeah,
like
he pinch ran for somebody. He didn't hit.
No, I don't even remember who it was. It was mid to bottom of the order though, and it's.
I don't think so because the 9th. If we're saying the 9th was 7, 8, 9, they got 2 runs.
Yeah,
or 1 run, so it must have been close to the top.
Raleigh was hitting like 4th, in that
it's also the top of a. Oh, didn't they pinch hit Ty France in there somewhere?
Ty France was in for Haggerty, like the bottom of the order.
In one of those at bats though.
Defensive substitution.
He hit. He stepped in an at bat. I can't remember which one it was.
I think maybe.
Anyways, I'm like,
it really doesn't matter. Their lineup at that point in time with no J-Rod, no Ty France, and it was just not much there. It wasn't intimidating other than Cal Raleigh.
I just meant a Tim Mesa slot if you had lefties coming up.
Sure. Like if it's Kelnick and Raleigh, then maybe, but they don't have a stretch where they had multiple. I think Kelnick's the only lefty. Like pure lefty on the team.
No, JP Crawford at the top of the order.
JP Crawford. Okay, sorry.
I'm pulling this up. So
I'm not fearing JP.
We want the 8th, top of the 8th.
Yeah.
Okay, so it starts with a Eugenio Suarez grounding out. Kelnick reaches on an error, and then Kyle Raleigh hits the home run.
So righty, lefty.
Righty, lefty, lefty.
Righty, lefty switch.
Righty, lefty switch.
Righty, lefty switch. Yeah.
I don't hate that because you turn Cal Raleigh around, which I don't know his splits, but he's been hitting right-handed or left-handed all day. Turn him around, see if you switch things up.
Sure.
And I don't think Kelnick's been hitting lefties great. I might be totally off base there, but now that I believe that came out of my mouth, I think he's actually raking against lefties.
Raleigh this season anyway. Again, as a right-handed batter, he's 1 for 6.
With as a right-handed batter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why not turn him around?
And he's already got 2 homers as a what do you call it?
And he
as a lefty on the weekend. So
let's see, as a right-handed batter career, he is 211. He's a 688 OPS.
So I'm now thinking we should have brought in Tim Meza.
Yeah,
I don't understand why. And Meza also, as much as we shit on him a couple weeks ago, he's rocking like a 1.2 ERA right now.
Yeah, he's actually great. Like,
I don't feel great, but he does.
No, but do you feel better than Bass?
Yeah, absolutely.
I sure do.
Absolutely. That's not a question.
Especially if those are your guys coming up. That's the middle of the order. Why Bass? I don't know.
Okay,
we need to move on from this because this is
Bass's splits suck against
they're
righties,
terrible.
Dude.
Yeah,
Bass just sucks.
Period.
Well, he's not like sorry, Connor. Lefties aren't that bad or like aren't hitting him that well. Like they're only hitting 267. They've got 1 homer. He's only given up 2 runs, I guess, against lefties.
How many lefties
got
has he faced?
4 hits. He's got 17 lefties and 26 righties. Righties are hitting 348. They're slugging 609. So like it, I don't know. I guess it kind of made sense. Like his reverse splits suck.
Mm-hmm. So I figured out the 9th inning. So it was.
He should have just kept his mouth shut and fucking not worried about his popcorn.
Holy
like, God damn it!
I don't think we're having this conversation if Anthony Bass didn't make that tweet. Like it's not serious.
I could not tell you what Anthony Bass did beforehand, but I know since then he has been dog shit.
Bad. Yeah.
Ass.
I can tell you he's been bad all year. But
to answer the mystery of who was up in the 9th inning, Tommy Listello walks, and then Ty France comes in for Haggerty, and Caballero comes in for Listello. Okay. Ty France grounds out. Caballero gets the second. Colton Wong strikes out, and then JP Crawford on the 2-2 slider inside. Fucking just punches it to right. Like,
yeah,
on a pitch that like, why the fuck are you hitting that?
What? Who was the first guy? Listello. Listello walked.
Listello walked. Yeah.
Okay.
And then,
the play that got him over to 2 was like a double play that they couldn't.
Oh, that should have been.
Yeah. So
it was a tough. It was
an awkward one.
He made a nice play on it, but I think he made the smart decision not to go to 2 on it.
I don't know if he would have got him at 2, but
I don't know if you're
getting the guy
doesn't
going
get
to
him,
first.
Like,
yeah, exactly. That's the other thing too, right? If you're looking at first and second with none out now, it's
as opposed to second with
1 out. Yeah,
but like if was it a tough play or was it just like there was no chance? Did he error?
It was.
It looked like it took a weird hop because the way he
caught him in like a weird.
He was up real high with it.
Yeah, it would have been a tough play. It's fine. Whatever.
And he was stretching into the gap behind second. So
yeah, I think we covered everything from the Mariners series, right?
Yeah,
that's probably it. The Jays finished the month 18-10, good for 3rd place in the AL East.
That's brutal.
It hurts so much, man.
I saw. Did you guys see the thing the other day? The entire AL East is on pace for like 113 win average,
and the AL Central
is on pace for
60.
Yeah,
that's so bad,
dude.
Hold up.
Our 643 win percentage would put us in 1st in the Central.
Like 2nd in the
West.
In the West.
First in the West, Jesus.
First in the NL West,
tied for 2nd in the NL Central, 2nd in the NL East, 1st in the NL West. And we are 3rd in the AL East.
Division
and really,
realignment
not that far ahead of Boston and New York either. It's only 3.5 games.
It's early. I'm not worried about it.
Well, me neither, but like
no.
everything will
Hey,
come back to
if
where it needs
you-
to be.
If you told me like a month ago before the season started, we're going to be 18-10 and April,
Oh, we're
taking that.
laughing.
I'm taking that any day.
Fun fact. After the Mariners series, the Jays have they have 2 series against teams under 500 until June 23rd.
Sorry, the Mariners or the Jays?
After the Jays.
Okay.
Like starting tonight, we
Yeah,
have
but there's
2
like
series.
yeah, but like Pittsburgh sprinkled in there, and I forget who else. And like
Okay. All right. Starting tonight, Boston, Pittsburgh, Philly. Philly's the team under 500. And they're 11-13 and just got back Bryce Harper. Like after Philly, Atlanta, the Yankees, Baltimore, Rays, Twins, Brewers.
Okay,
Mets,
but the Yankees
Astros.
this
are the
does not-
Yankees
this
are
doesn't
above
like
500.
super scare me. Yeah, they are. Everyone in the AL
I
is
think they're
above 500.
I think they're at 500. Like
They're one up.
Judge placed on the IL right before that we started recording here.
Yeah, but like we don't play a team
No Judge,
under
no Stanton,
500
no talent
until the 23rd of June, which is kind of fucking wild.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, statistically, obviously the schedule doesn't look great. The Yankees are floundering right now. They might be under 500 by the time we get there. Pittsburgh, I love Pittsburgh. I will ride with Pittsburgh for the rest of the year,
we
but
should dog smack
They're
Pittsburgh.
not a
I don't-
juggernaut.
our offense is way too good for their makeshift rotation right
And
now.
I think our
don't know.
pitching is I don't know what their schedule's been, but like our pitching.
It's been decent. They just beat the
been a
Dodgers.
Good, like, I mean,
Yeah,
Like,
but the
I
Dodgers
don't
aren't the
get it.
Dodgers. The
That's
Dodgers
true.
are like third in that division.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The Braves are obviously a good team. That's one.
Yeah,
You
that's a
circle.
good test.
The Orioles.
think
I'm excited for the
the-
Orioles series because that'll be something to watch. See where they actually are in the season. You said the Rays in there too, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be another
Another
good
good
test.
one.
Let's see. The Pirates.
Brewers-
I think it's a good
Brewer-
month. It depends on.
Yeah,
I
the
don't know
Brewers
if we come out of it
pitching. I think you
18
said
and
the-
10.
Did you say the Mets too?
The Mets, yeah.
That's another.
The
Scherzer and Verlander back.
The
Yeah.
Twins, like Baltimore, Texas, Miami.
The Astros again. We're done with Houston this early in the year.
We're done with Houston in June.
Nice.
June 5th.
I don't hate
It's,
that.
it's a 4-game series.
When's
Maybe
Altuve back?
we probably don't go 18 and 10 again, but I think we can come out of these looking good.
I think we
I've
can.
heard.
We're a good team, man.
Yeah,
I've
like,
heard plenty of I've heard plenty of people say realistically you go 500 and you have
Mhm.
2 like good winning months
Mhm.
and it makes a huge difference.
yeah, like
Exactly.
the Rays could be a 500 team for the rest of the year, and they're still 90 plus wins.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, we bashed on bullpen arms. I just kind of wanted to double back real quick because we mentioned Swanson. Swanson has pitched 12 and 2/3 innings. He has 17 strikeouts and a 1.32 ERA.
sexual.
So I just wanted to
Like,
highlight someone
he's
that's
your-
actually carving in the bullpen.
He's your 8th inning guy right now, and I
Oh,
don't
it's
think that's a
not
question
close.
the way Jimmy's pitching.
Yeah. Also, just shout out to the unluckiest man on the Toronto Blue Jays, George Springer.
Dude, he hit
Ooh,
2
his-
laser beams at Eugenio.
His slugging percentage on the year as of April 30th, so this doesn't take in yesterday, was 305. His expected slugging was 445.
Yeah,
It's the 8th largest gap in baseball.
so brutal.
Like,
He's hitting lasers, but they're just line drives. It'll come around. I'm not worried about George.
yeah, it's not like he's.
But
yeah. Do we have anything else?
I think.
That's what it is.
Well, I think we should say like we just said we're 18 and 10. We just bashed on our bullpen for a solid
we're
20 minutes.
18 and 10, and the biggest things
And-
that we have to complain about are the
In
bullpen.
fairness,
No, no.
Like,
I trust
this
the
is a
pen.
good thing.
Yeah.
I trust
it's
our
great.
pen.
It's
And I
great.
trust.
Like,
And you look at our lineup, like I don't think our offensive production has been insane.
No.
Like we're not hitting for a ton of power and we're not driving a ton of runs. Like, and Varsho hasn't really come around.
yeah, if we're being honest, Springer is unlucky.
Either,
Like,
Springer's
playing like
hasn't
shit.
hit. He's
Brandon
playing
Belt
well,
hasn't
but
really
he's-
been what he can be.
Brandon Belt
Neither of
hasn't
the
done
backup
anything.
2Bs have really
Jano
done anything.
Or
Jano's starting to
there's
come
a
around.
There's a lot of room for improvement versus like Chappie's going to regress
that's
and Kiermaier's going to regress, but like
Kiermaier's already regressing.
Vladdy and Bo probably regress a little bit, but like
I think they are what they are. I think they could have a little more in them, a little more power numbers maybe.
I say
But they're just
average. I think is going to regress.
maybe.
yeah.
well,
but they
they're-
hit
We have the top
70.
3 average hitters in the league right now. So
Yeah.
that's all right.
No, but like there's going to be a little regression, but like
Yeah.
there's
but
also
not
I
enough
think
to make.
there's more room for improvement
Yeah.
out of these guys than there is regression, and
Yeah.
I think that's crazy because we just went 18-10 and we played some legit teams.
Yeah, you're expecting more progression than regression at this point. I think. I think the rotation too. I think you saw progression from the second half of the month on, and I think if you're getting somewhere closer to that than you were the first couple starts, on top of the bullpen probably getting back to where they need to be, or just retooling so that you don't have guys like Anthony Bass blowing games
and obvious reinforcement coming in multiple places.
Yeah. Then I think we talked about how gross the schedule looks, but I think they're all teams that the Jays should be better than.
Yeah,
every day of the week.
The only team that I'm like
the Astros.
The Astros and like
no, the Braves.
The Braves.
It was the Braves. It was the Braves, and like I was just gonna say, just for purely
still the Astros.
Bad vibes, the Baltimore Orioles. Purely just
the,
bad vibes.
the Rays in the Trop too.
Not because the Orioles are better. I'm just saying Orioles purely on vibes. On
sure.
Bad vibes. Like
I don't. I should. There's no time where I'm ever going to be afraid of the Baltimore Orioles.
No. I'm not afraid of the Orioles because they're a better.
We should walk into Baltimore, or they should walk into here, and we should take 2 of 3 every time.
Do they still have?
They can hit. I don't love that rotation.
Sure, but our rotation is way better.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah.
Last thing on the Blue Jays, as far as called strike plus whiff percentage, in the month of April, there is a Blue Jay that is number 8 in all of baseball, behind Strider, DeGrom, McClanahan, Gallen, Domingo Germán. Can't believe I'm saying that. Nick Lodolo and Clayton Kershaw.
The starter, right?
The starter. So called strike plus whiff percentage.
It's got to be Gausman. Like his numbers.
It's Gausman or it's Kikuchi.
You're not saying it because it's not
Gausman. It's Jose Barrios.
It's Jose Barrios.
Yeah, that makes sense.
32.9%.
Yeah. All his analytics are there, and the last 2 charts have shown it. I think he's going to be fine.
He's going tonight, correct?
This is honestly, a lot of people have said it. This is like the true test for Jose because there's 7. I think the Red Sox put 7 lefties in that lineup.
Yeah, but like it's Devers and Yoshida, Verdugo, and then does anyone else matter?
I mean,
do half of those ones matter?
I mean, I'm saying
Stoller, Tree McGuire.
Not that I'm saying that he's a good player, but Jarren Duran, since coming back up, has been on a fucking heater. Like,
yeah, so, but he does.
All I know Jarren Duran for was that.
He's in center field tonight.
Inside the park.
Yeah. He's in center field tonight. So just put it in the air, boys.
Yeah,
I'm not worried.
Yeah,
I can't fear the Boston Red Sox right now.
Yeah, the only two non-lefties are Kike and
Justin Turner.
Yeah.
I literally just turned on the game, and the first thing I heard was Duran will make the catch. Like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right. We're done with the Jays, I think.
Yes, sir.
On to the only news that matters in the league. Bryce Harper's back.
Yay.
I know we've mentioned it twice now, but we're going to mention it again.
Yay.
No rehab assignment at all.
Rehab.
159 days after Tommy John. He's back.
He's a monster.
Granted,
it's crazy.
Granted,
you don't really need it to hit.
But like,
is everything I've heard too.
It's his throwing arm too. He swings left-handed, so it's a lot less stress on your right-handed arm.
Yeah.
But what I did hear today is it's those, like, he's a gamer, and it's those baseball plays where you got to be somewhat cautious, like diving back into first, getting picked off, or ball to the gap, first to third play, stuff like that. Like, he's Bryce. He's going to go for that stuff.
Yeah.
He's got to be cautious because no one wants to see him go down. Like, the game is so much better with him in it and him succeeding. So,
yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I hope
I will be tuning in to that game.
I hope my original MVP pick and Nate's MVP pick make sense.
I have them in both fantasy pools, so my teams are about to go nuts.
Can we just both times, just for 2 seconds? Can we just review our picks and just because I fucking hate all of mine. I hate all of my picks except Corbin Carroll for NL Rookie of the Year. Like,
my NL Rookie of the Year. Is he even up still, or did he even come up?
I don't know. I don't remember mine.
Like,
James Outman is winning the NL Rookie of the Year, so
it's not even close. Like, Yoshida might.
Someone
Harold
has
and
the AL
both.
locked up too, but I can't.
Yoshida.
Yeah, Yoshida.
Yoshida's on a heater.
He's
Like,
okay.
let's
good
see.
now.
Yeah, my MVP pick has been out for the last 3 weeks, so that's great.
Yeah, that hurts.
AL. For both, I think both of my AL, my MVP picks have been out for the last 2-3 weeks.
Harris is on his way back, right?
Yeah, I
think so.
Jesus, the fact that I like in hindsight I picked Michael Harris. Woo.
Trey isn't
I
good enough to win the MVP this year.
I easily could.
I've accepted that.
I easily could have picked the other Atlanta outfielder, and I didn't.
Yep. Shohei's a dog.
You picked for Cy Young. You didn't pick.
And
for
he
MVP.
could do it.
Conceivably could do it.
Oh, he could
do
this
it.
Isn't like
If it wasn't for
He's
Garrett Cole, I think he'd be the favorite right now.
He's
or
also
close to
that
it.
dude that he's just like, yep, this is what I need on my trophy shelf. Bring it over.
It's my contract here.
I'm doing it.
Yeah. So that one makes sense. The NL, there's a strong chance you could call Spencer Strider a top 2 candidate. Zach Gallen has a lot to say.
Definitely not Aaron Nola.
It's not Aaron Nola. No. Who did you take?
Sandy running it back was also.
Oh,
guys.
Oh man, we're batting. I think the only pick that's like looking good right now is my NL Rookie of the Year in Brant.
Hey,
Hey,
both
I
my
picked
Cy
Carroll
Youngs look
too.
great.
Oh wait, you took Carroll
rookie.
too. Who did I take in the American League? I think I took
Gunnar.
Yoshi. I took Gunnar Henderson. Me and Brant both took Gunnar Henderson.
Yeah, I
did
took
take Gunnar.
Yoshida.
That was bad. Gunnar doesn't look good.
Who did I
Both
take
my
in
Cy
the-
Young
did I
picks
take
have a
J-Rod?
strong chance.
In the AL
I
MVP,
think I took J-Rod.
I took Jordan.
I took Corey.
Jordan.
I'm proud of us that none of us picked the Blue Jay for anything.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Nate,
I
picked
picked
Gosman.
Goss.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, that's got a shot. I'm still
got a
sticking with
shot?
that.
He's just
That's a
got to. It's tough because he's got to battle with his own teammate, Yusei Kikuchi.
Jose
So that's going to
Barrios.
be a really tough battle for Goss. What I haven't even looked at this script.
The
here,
2.3
so-
to the 3 ERA.
All right, moving on. Now,
He started with a
38 pitches
7. He
to
dropped that down from a
27.
7 to a 3.
30
How do you do?
38 and 2/3 innings pitched to 27.
Innings pitches.
Yeah.
Innings pitches are for
The,
people over the age of 56.
The 12.9 strikeouts per 9. 12.6, sorry.
It's early.
The 2.4 FIP.
It's early, dude.
Kikuchi's
Kikuchi's
4.8 FIP.
Jose Barrios has like a 2-3.
FIP's a fake stat.
Yeah.
No, it's FIP's a very.
FIP's
good
a
stat.
fake stat. It doesn't exist.
188 ERA plus.
Well,
All right.
Kikuchi's got a 100 percentile dog in him.
So speaking of dog,
Also better beard. Sorry, Connor.
speaking of dog and beards and lack of beards, Yankees are dog shit.
Dog shit. That's a good point. That's a good point.
They're
Can't
last
deny
place.
that one.
Aaron Judge.
All rise.
Put on the IL.
All rise.
Because his hips can't.
All rise. Let's see if everyone rises, if they can feel the team.
Bro,
I don't know
think
how many times in the offseason did we talk about the Yankees not being good and nobody wanted to listen.
I think the bottom, I can't remember who it was, but the bottom 4 in their lineup like yesterday, their OPS plus was like 57, 32, 54, and 12.
That's so bad, dude.
Like
The kid they called up, did he get hurt?
Bowers.
Is that his name?
Yeah, he got hurt.
Nice.
So Franchi Cordero, who got sent down for Bowers, was on a flight, had to get called back up because Judge is now.
They just turn the plane around or what?
Basically. Okay. Let's look as of May 1st. Let's look at everybody that is currently on the Yankees IL.
Rodon.
Aaron
Let's
Judge,
name the Yankees active
Harrison
roster
Bader,
instead.
basically. Aaron Judge, Harrison Bader, Luis Severino, Josh Donaldson, Carlos Rodon, Jonathan Loaizaga, who apparently won't be back till August. Ben Rortvedt.
Rodon's date keeps getting pushed back too.
Yeah.
Rodon just cannot figure out how to get on the mound.
Yeah. Ben Rortvedt, who probably nobody knows about, he was the other part of that that Donaldson IKF trade.
He's a catcher, is he not?
Yeah, he's a catcher. Fucking yoked too. Stanton, that was all just 10 or 15 day. That was what I just said. Here's the 60. Tommy Kahnle, Lou Trevino, Frankie Montas, Scott Efros, and Luis Heel.
So when I said let's name their active roster, I meant like the guys who are starting tonight. So I don't know if I can.
Let's pull this up.
Aaron Hicks has to be playing, right?
He played yesterday. I know that.
Okay. I'm assuming Aaron Hicks is in the
DJ
lineup.
Glaber.
Okay.
DJ
Volpe.
Glaber.
Yes.
Rizzo.
Oswaldo.
Yes.
Is IKF playing?
Yeah.
Probably.
IKF's in center field.
Okay.
So I mean, Aaron Hicks
is Peraza up?
Peraza's in. Yep.
Trevino.
Yeah, he's the catcher. You guys pretty much named.
I think we got him.
You haven't named the right fielder.
It's not Cabrera.
Nope. Cabrera's the left fielder.
Who did we miss?
Who's playing third?
I said Hicks. Hicks
DJ?
isn't the right
It's not
fielder.
Hicks. DJ's playing third. It's not Hicks.
Who the hell? Are we ever gonna figure this out? Like, is this a name?
There's
we should know?
Oswaldo Orlando Cabrera. What is his name?
Oswaldo.
Franchi
Oswaldo.
Cordero.
Franchi. No, it's
No.
not Franchi.
It's not back yet.
You guys are never gonna name this person. He was on the
I can't
Texas.
imagine.
He was on the Texas Rangers last year
Joey Gallo.
on opening
No.
day.
Nomar Mazzara.
No,
He's a White Sox.
it's Willie Calhoun.
I thought that was Cole Calhoun. To be
No,
honest with
that's
you.
Willie.
All right.
Who's their DH?
That their DH is
Hicks?
is Gleyber Torres.
Where? So Hicks isn't even in the
Who's
lineup.
playing second?
Okay, Volpe's at short, Rizzo's at first, Torres DH, LeMahieu third, Calhoun in right, Peraza at second, Kiner Falefa in center, Oswaldo Cabrera in left, Trevino at catcher.
Is Oswald? What's Peraza's first name? Is it also Oswaldo?
It's one's
Oswald.
Oswald Peraza,
Per-
Oswaldo
yeah.
Cabrera.
That's so confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They both came up at like similar times.
Yeah,
too. It's
but
amazing.
hold up, where's that one lineup? Oh boy, this was April 29th. Volpe, Rizzo, Torres, LeMahieu, Calhoun. Oh, great, that's a good start. Cabrera, Trevino, Bowers, Kiner Falefa. Oh boy, that's a great start. All right, yeah, Yankees are. Yeah, sorry, just got distracted by the Jays game.
They're bad. They're really bad.
Very bad.
They are what they thought they were, or we thought they were,
but you know what?
and we didn't let them off the hook. They stink.
To be fair, they're over 500 and half of their teams hurt. They have.
Well, they
like,
were.
So many
They got off
impact
to
guys
a
in the
blazing
playoffs.
hot start when everyone was healthy, and
They
that's the
do
difference.
also have the best bullpen ERA in the American League. Like
How?
their bullpen. It's
Michael
terrific.
King.
King, Marinaccio,
Oh, right.
Holmes, Wandy. Like they're decent. Like
Doesn't Wandy have like a 3.5?
yeah, they're decent. Like I'm not. It's just.
I guess when
Okay,
he's your
but you
bat,
know what?
Really, very
They may
good
be
sometimes.
bad, but they're somehow not as bad as the White Sox because it got worse. It got better and it got worse.
Are we talking the Lubob thing?
Yeah.
That was the laziest play I've ever seen.
Already
And
won
apparently
he-
he's hurt, but
Already won nothing for who?
the Red Sox.
attaboy Jose.
Apparently he's hurt. Apparently he like.
He-
Did you hear? Apparently he told his teammates that
Yeah.
his hamstring was hurt the day before,
But
but
didn't
didn't
tell the
tell his
traders.
manager or trainer
Also-
or anyone.
Also, you guys know the name of the former Blue Jays coach?
Which one?
Louis
one that-
Rivera.
No, the one that
He's still
like
here.
the one that
Oh,
got
no.
replaced by John Schneider.
Jeez. Why
Oh.
did I think?
Oh,
Charlie Montoyo.
Charlie
That's what I meant to
Charlie
say.
Montoyo. Do you know, we know his name because Luis
Mhm.
Robert doesn't.
Oh, really?
He came out and said he didn't know the man's name. Like, whoo, boy.
Dude,
And
like maybe he's hurt right now, but I think Luis Robert could probably spend some time in AAA. I don't know if he has an option left.
getting paid.
He just doesn't seem to care.
He's getting paid. He can't.
Like, I don't care.
They're paying him.
Like, this
$7
guy's just
million.
like effortless. He's been hitting like dog shit,
I mean, in saying
and he
that,
doesn't try.
In saying that, the guy that they brought in to replace him yesterday, Adam Hazley, he got on base 6 times, and their comeback win. Like,
Have a nice trip down to wherever your AAA thing is.
they scored
like
7. They scored 7
Also-
in the 9th to beat the Rays.
Being fat works.
Jake Berger.
Shout out Jake Berger. Shout out Lance Lynn. He
That
went 7 no
Lance
hit.
Lynn.
He went
Lance Lynn.
yeah. He went. Here's the White Sox season.
Must
in
have ate a
nutshell.
couple salads.
Went
It
7.
must
no,
have been a salad.
Went 7 no hit innings, and it still required the White Sox, and the White Sox still had to score 7 runs
lost.
in the 9th inning to win the game.
Yeah. Was it the Lance Lynn start that they ended up
2-0.
losing? Because
No, the Lance didn't start. That was the comeback win on Sunday.
Oh, I thought that was the one they lost because they had a 10 spot in the 8th or whatever it was.
So Brios doesn't like.
I'm just gonna say maybe
Jose's back, boys. Jose's back, boys.
Oh.
I'm not watching this game.
Oh, Justin Turner. That's not pretty. All right, where are we?
I do have both of those guys in fantasy though.
That's
so
great.
Can we double back to the Mariners?
Yes,
Because I forgot to bring this up when we were there. They have a new City Connect jersey. The jersey, the hat, beautiful.
I think
gorgeous.
this is my new favorite, other than the pants.
The pants
I was about to
ruined
say.
the entire outfit.
Yeah, they went all
Every
black
time.
pants.
Why?
With like yellow and blue pinstripes.
Yeah.
Just do the blue.
Just put some white pants on it.
No,
Or-
make them yellow. Yellow
just-
would be better.
Or just make them the blue as the jersey.
Yeah, I don't like those.
I'd rock the blue all the way through.
I do all blue.
Those would be dirty.
The Dodgers have the all blue thing, and it's ugly.
The Cubs also do too.
It's navy though. It's different. The
You know
navy
what look good with
works.
those some cream pants.
Cream pants. Honestly, it works because their colors were cream when they had those other jerseys. I hate the
The
black.
jersey and hat, I think, might be
So
my
nice.
favorite one.
Actually,
So
Might be my
nice.
favorite one.
like
The hat's pretty. I don't say a lot of good things about the Mariners, but they do have a really nice City Connect hat.
I did retweet for a chance to win the Julio jersey of the City Connect. So I
See, the jersey on its own, like that's fine. It's just the black pants are just brutal. I don't know why this is becoming
there's
a thing.
these images that are like in lower lighting. They don't look. They make the pants don't not look as bad
Because they look navy,
because
Just watch.
which makes
Oh,
sense.
just
you
wait.
play like a 1 p.m. or play like a 1 p.m. game.
No, you ready for this prediction?
Yeah.
The Jays are gonna get
Black
OVO
pants.
City Connects. With
Oh,
black
absolutely.
pants.
It's gonna be black shirt, black
no,
pants.
but at least it's gonna
It's
be,
gonna be
all
all
black.
black.
Oh, which is gonna suck in the summer. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, just do the what the Raptors did with the white OVO.
Well, that would be cool.
Just do the white and gold.
Yeah, that's kind of cool too.
Because you
But
only ever wear these.
Nate's
jerseys
absolutely
in
right. We've talked so much shit about black pants. We're getting black pants.
Oh, it fully. Like,
We should get
scratch that. No.
Figure out a way to make them cream.
We're just,
I want a Jays cream.
Now here's what we're doing. We're just gonna copy Cuba's WBC jerseys. We're just gonna go blue jersey, red pants.
Yuck.
No, thank you. I'll probably pass on that.
Cuba-
Let's be real. We're not getting a City Connect. They're just gonna be like, all right, and
Oh, we're
done.
gonna be the last team. Like, dude,
No,
No, they're gonna do
teams-
29 City Connects, and they're gonna be like, and we're done.
and like we're gonna
Did
get
you
another
see-
White Sox one. Like,
Did you
Our
see
city doesn't
they put out MLB had hats out, or I forget who it was. May have been just New Era. Put out new hats.
Flags.
Well, I forget whatever cup. No, they were like
Oh.
a light blue or something. It was
Okay.
some for something, and they had 30 of them on there. And I went through it like 3 times, and I forget what team had 2, and the Jays didn't have 1.
They did like I don't know if it's the Veterans Day or whatever it was, but it's like the green hats, and they have like the American flag
also-
in behind everything, and then the Jays one is just nothing. It's just
also
the Jays
the
logo.
no, but remember the 4th of July ones last year?
Yeah, we had the
Jays
like the
had
stars and
American
stripes.
flag on
Yeah.
there. All right.
So stupid.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Like
Like they don't realize we have a flag.
seriously. In water is wet news. Jacob DeGrom goes on the IL.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Makes sense.
We did have this argument on the way walking back from Jays game last night whether water was wet.
Hey, is water wet?
I do believe so.
But is water wet?
I
Or
think.
does it get things? If everything is wet, is anything really wet?
But okay,
Last night I was
another-
told that water is not wet. You go into water and there's an invisible bubble of air around you. And then you
When
get
you're
wet
that was
when
the
you
other
get
one. When
out.
you're underwater, are you wet? Like you fully submerged
I
in
think-
water, are
Yes.
you wet?
I think water in and of itself is not wet. It can make things wet.
So when you're fully submerged in water, are you wet?
Yes.
Yes, because you are in the water. Water is there to make you wet,
But
the
everything around
second-
you is wet.
everything.
You live in the wet.
Simple
Are
brain.
fish
come
wet
to
before
simple
you take
answer.
them out of the water?
Yes.
Yes. What I'm Brant, I'm saying water.
What are they dry and then you take them out? The air
In
makes them wet.
the fact that we're having this conversation on the podcast of the like,
This
take
is
a
the best
bottle
time.
of water. The water inside the bottle
Huh?
is not wet, but if you pour water
Yeah, it is.
on something, it makes something wet.
No.
But like the water molecules are on the other water molecules.
okay.
Would that not make
Does-
those
is
water
fire-
molecules
is,
wet?
Is fire burning, or does it just burn things?
No, wood's burning.
Yeah,
The
but the
fire is
fire, the
burning
flame
wood.
itself, does the flame burn? Is the flame
Yes,
burning?
it burns oxygen.
Fuck me. All right,
The
moving
fire
on.
like you talk about the fire burning, right? If the fire is sitting there in front of you, the fire
Did
is burning,
you
right?
skip science class?
If the fire stops, you said, "Oh, the fire's not burning anymore," right?
I mean, the last year of science,
You don't say the wood's not
ninth
burning.
grade, which was like 7 years ago. So, speaking of, how the fuck am I gonna say?
There's no speaking of. What do we got next?
Speaking of fire, Mexico.
Mexico was on fire.
Oh, that's not great. That's a terrible segue.
That's not good at all.
So the Giants and the Padres.
Oh no, you said you wanted a segue.
Yeah,
Okay.
played in the
Speaking
Mexico
of
City.
wet, the
What?
Padres and who was it? The Giants made it rain in fucking Mexico City
Okay,
because they had
You don't say it's
11
raining
homers.
home runs. You don't say it's raining homers. It's not a thing.
it's raining baseballs. There you go.
The bringer of
but
rain,
yeah,
bro.
Shut up. But the Padres in the Giants in one game had 11 home runs in Mexico City.
Did you see people saying
Were
that
they
these
wet?
stats shouldn't count?
Like Chris
Because the
Bassett.
elevation.
No, see, like the pitcher part I get, but like Barstool was saying that, or somebody
Well, there's
from
your first
Barstool tweeted
mistake.
out, should
Oh.
these stats count offensively? Like,
Yes.
sorry, did the players choose to go there?
Also,
Did they
the
take
Giants,
a poll and say we want to go to Mexico? Can we go?
one of the guys on the Giants post game, I did put the video in there. Sean Estes, he was a former player. He was like, oh, that's not that game wasn't baseball. That's arena baseball. That's arena league. Like,
So
sir,
stupid. The dumbest takes come when like stuff like this happens. Same with like the Field of Dreams games and
should have.
stuff. Just stupid.
They should have just used humidors the same way they do in Colorado.
oh, apparently the humidor's fucked up. Like,
no shit.
I mean, yeah, that was the thing. Like the humidors like just didn't function properly, and the elevation in that stadium was I think like 2,000 feet higher than Coors.
Yeah, it's insane.
Not bad.
Like it was
Not
so
bad.
much more than Coors.
Whatever.
So I think we can
it's
say
entertaining.
Mexico City not getting a Major League Baseball team.
Yeah. But also shout out to Xander Bogaerts as the only player in MLB history to hit a home run in 4 countries.
Where did
The US,
Boston play?
Canada, Mexico, and London.
Oh, he was in the London series.
He had that London series against the Yankees. So
Interesting. Shout out to Xander Bogaerts. That's cool.
yeah. Also, we haven't really, he's carrying that team.
That team just sucks.
Period.
Yep.
Nothing else needs to be said.
Not the Red Sox, the Padres.
Yes, that team just
Padres
sucks.
have also kind of
Nothing
sucked.
else needs to be said.
Got a point. They have not been great. Sorry. What else?
Oh, we got in the last thing.
Raise
Shout
it.
out Drew Maggi. Got his first big league hit in RBI in that absolute shellacking.
You're so underselling the whole Drew
no,
Maggi
I don't
thing
think
because Drew Maggi got sent down before that game, but because there was a rainout, the game got played the next day, so he was the 27th man on the roster.
You know what?
Came up as the 27th man. They got far enough ahead that he could get in that bat. They gave him that bat. He got his first career hit, came back around, got a double, and then got sent back down for the rest of the time.
You know what? I'm glad that you gave.
He's
me
never coming
context.
back up again.
No, that's it for him. That's so cool.
Just glad you gave me the context. I didn't know it.
Yeah, it's
But,
insane. I didn't know it either. Someone mentioned it, but it's like literally was not even supposed to be in that game. Like he came up, got the first at bat, I think he got, didn't get on.
Mhm.
So then he got sent down, but because it was a rainout, he came back up the next day. It was so cool.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's his big league moment he'll have for the rest of his life. Unreal. Raise
Good
it.
for him. Maybe he can pitch for the Rangers. See, now Madison Bumgarner makes sense. Just want to say that.
For the Rangers?
Yep.
Still
Take
doesn't
Jacob
make sense.
DeGrom
Still too
spot.
deep without it.
Vibes.
Just take over for one of the best pitchers of our generation.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Vibes.
I think that's it.
Water. Wet?
Water.
Question mark.
Water.
Fire burning.
Fire burning? Air?
Charlie fire burning
Flowing?
on the dance floor.
Does air have weight?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you weigh air?
We can probably talk about this off the pod, but I had a
Yes, they have to
brain-
calibrate scales so that they read like a true zero. That is a
We can-
thing.
What were you saying, Connor?
This is something we can probably talk about off the podcast, but I almost had an aneurysm talking to my family about something.
Nice. Is that kind of how you feel half the time with us?
No, with you guys, because at least it's funny. Like,
okay.
I genuinely like.
Fair enough.
My head was about to explode about the how I felt my family's IQ was slowly dropping as I was talking to them more. But we could talk about it off the air.
Nice.
Brant, we didn't even fucking mention.
No, I was just about to bring it up.
We buried the lead.
Well,
We're
Go
not a
Panthers.
we're not a
hockey
podcast, but they
yeah,
did it.
they finally did it. Super cool. I think my whole vibe around it was ruined by the guys chanting "goalies go" at the Jays game, and that's why I didn't really want to talk about it.
Fuck them.
Shout out to the Bruins. Oh my god.
Hey, it was 3-1.
Oh, I don't want to get cocky because we still got to win 3 more rounds. So I just think that's crazy. Shout out to the Panthers for pulling that one off. What a fucking rip from Carter Verhaeghe. Oh my god.
Bro, the master plan was all in place. Leafs drafted Carter Verhaeghe.
Sent him there for that. Sent him like 9 different spots to get there.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We will catch you at the end of this week sometime. Hopefully. What's the Jays game right now? 2-0 still?
Still 2-0. Barrios
still 2-0.
Kind of potentially got bailed out on a full count changeup.
Love to see it. It's the 2nd inning.
Put money on the Jays right now.
No. Yeah, we will catch you at the end of the week. Thanks for listening.
Yep.
Cheers.